My name is Ashley Rigman, and I'm presenting my speech for Mr. Riehl's Fundamentals of Public Speaking class. And here's my audience. Okay, so like I said before, my name is Ashley Bergman. I grew up in the Mandan-Bismarck area for most of my life, with the exception of living in Castleton for my first few early years. I have two younger brothers, one age 11 and one age 15, and all three of us siblings live with my mother and father in Mandan, North Dakota. My mother works as a registered nurse on the medical surgical floor of Sanford Hospital, while my father is a lab technician at the Fort Yates Hospital. And I am currently enrolled at Mandan High School and will be graduating this spring 2015. One of the biggest highlights so far of my time in high school was the summer after my freshman year, when my friends and I went down to New Orleans for the National ELCA Conference. It's a Lutheran-driven conference based around building faith and helping rebuild communities. All in all, 33,000 people attended this conference. We ended up traveling by bus for 36 hours straight before we reached the city. And on arrival, our chapter group checked into our hotel and held a meeting on what each person would like to accomplish on this trip. And then after that, we ended up walking from our hotel to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome to get seated for the conference. It took a while for everyone to be seated, but once everyone was checked in, the fun began immediately. One of my favorite things about the event was that it wasn't just a big mass. The conference included many inspirational speakers, hands-on activities, and even concerts put on by some of the biggest names in music. For our church group, rebuilding houses destroyed by Hurricane Katrina was the task at hand. Other groups were sent on different tasks, such as reading books to children in poverty. We ended up carrying out our volunteer task in a more poverty-stricken area of the city. We spent all day setting up the bases for homes and cutting wood panels. We had a large amount of volunteers, so we ended up getting a lot done in the time that we had. And although it doesn't sound very fun, I think our group received a good amount of satisfaction from completing the work. It felt good to know that we were helping those who couldn't help themselves. During the time we did not spend volunteering, we spent exploring the city. Being from such a small town, New Orleans turned out to be a huge culture shock for me. The city itself had so much diversity in food, art, and especially people. It was crazy to see how differently their city's culture was than here at home. It seemed as if people never slept, and music was never playing. We did get a chance to take a boat tour on the bayou, as well as spending a day at the Audubon Zoo. Church leaders also organized dances for volunteers each night, making it almost impossible to be bored. As for shopping opportunities, we took them all. Products being sold were so much different than here in North Dakota. Some of the things that they sold were voodoo dolls and crocodile teeth. The food was absolutely amazing, and some of my personal favorites were fried crawfish and po' boy sandwiches. The entire trip seemed to last an hour. When I finally returned home from the conference, I made a promise to myself that I would help others in my own community. I then began volunteering for various organizations around Bismarck, Mandan, such as the Salvation Army, the Central Dakota Humane Society, United Blood Services, and a mentorship program for children in need called Trust in Teens. One of the most moving things about attending the conference was getting to see the faces of those that I helped in the community, and realizing just how much one little act of kindness can have an effect on people. I also had the opportunity to grow in my own faith with others who share the same goals in life as I do. Being a part of this conference also helped me decide on a career. With the amount of satisfaction I received from helping others, I decided to attend NDSU this coming fall in pursuit of a major in biology. I then plan on furthering my education at the University of Minnesota for a physician's assisting degree. My goal is to one day use that degree to go on a mission trip to a third world country to provide free medical care to those in need. Attending the 2012 ELCA conference has had a huge impact on my life. It's an experience that I will never be able to forget, and that will help guide me throughout my entire life and career. Thank you.